Welcome to the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. Brought to you by West Tennessee Bank, Dynamics Physical Therapy, Williams Steel Company, H&M Company, Delta Faucet Company, Smith Campbell Group of Raymond James, and Jackson Energy Authority.
Thank you for being here to honor this year's outstanding class of high school and athletes and college athletes, and of course the numerous students receiving scholarship money, and also for those who are going into the 2025 class of the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. And I know that we're all looking forward to hearing from our featured speaker tonight. First, we want to hear from Kurt Gehring, who's the president of the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Tom. It's my pleasure tonight to welcome you to our 39th annual Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Banquet, Sports Hall of Fame banquet. Over the last 38 years, we've inducted 142 members into the hall, and tonight we're going to welcome 5 more. On behalf of the board of directors, we'd like to say congratulations, and we look forward to hearing more about your accomplishments later. Next, we'd like to recognize all of our past inductees. We got a lot of good-looking men and women with jackets and insignia. If you're a past inductee, would you please stand so we can recognize you? And on behalf of the board of directors, we want to congratulate our high school and college athletes of the year. You're going to meet them here in just a second. Our 12 scholarship winners this year. Our Distinguished Service Award, Mr. Tom Britt, also our MC for tonight. Our Champ Award winner, Ms. Logan Lott, as well as our second annual Hometown Legends Award winner, the Class A football champions, the 2006 Jackson Christian Eagles. So welcome tonight and congratulations. A banquet like this takes a lot of effort to put on, and of course we've pulled off almost 39 of these, so we want to thank some special people tonight. We have a very active board of directors who do a lot of work to make this a possibility. If you're a board of director, would you stand up, please, so we can recognize you? I want to give a special thanks to Beth Sedbury. Beth, where's Beth? If you'd stand, she may be upstairs. There's Beth. All of our board of directors work extremely hard. Beth's our secretary-treasurer, and she's kind of the glue that holds us all together. So if you see her tonight, tell her thank you, please. Next, we want to thank our speaker, the Honorable Mayor Glenn Jacobs. I had a pleasure of listening to him speak at Rotary 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah, incredible story, and I've just had a blast sitting up here and talking to him and have learned a lot. So please help me thank Mayor Jacobs for being with us tonight. And lastly, we want to thank our event sponsors again. We are truly a not-for-profit. We like to say we're a not-for-loss. Without our sponsors, we would not be able to put this together, and it'd be such a special night. So I'm going to thank a list of sponsors here. If you're here representing those sponsors, would you stand tonight and be recognized? First, our plaque and trophy sponsor is Jackson Engraving and Awards. Our caterer and reception sponsor and the creator of this great food tonight is the Doubletree of Jackson. I know they're here. You'll help me get in. Our media sponsor is E+ Broadband and Jackson Energy Authority. They put this on every year and do such a great job, and we thank them. Thomas Voorhees, if you don't know Thomas and you ever put on an event, you need to get to know him. Does a fabulous job. Our Champ Award sponsor this year and a new sponsor to our organization is Delta Faucet. Maybe any representative of Delta Faucet here? Not that I see. Our Distinguished Service Award sponsor is the Smith Campbell Group of Raymond James, Lynn Henning, Patrick Hewitt, and Jonathan Campbell are not with us. Okay. Student Athlete Sponsor of the Year is Dynamics Physical Therapy. For some reason, I always want to say Dynamics. Does anybody else do that? Dynamics Physical Therapy. Do we have anybody with Dynamics? There they are. Yeah, thank you. Our Legend Award sponsor are the Friends of Coach David Blackstock. Do we have any representatives here? Okay. Oh, we do. All right. And then our speaker sponsor, H&M Construction and Williams Steel, Mr. James Kirkland. I saw him running around here. Do we have any representatives there? And then our banquet sponsor is also my employer, West Tennessee Bank. If you'll please stand. You have to stand. Thank you. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Again, we could not do this without you. So with that said, I hope you enjoy the night. I think you'll see that it's a special event, and we appreciate each one of you supporting this cause.
Thank you, Kirk. Time now to recognize our student athletes presented by Dynamics Physical Therapy. You made me want to say it the other way there after saying that. From JCM Early College High, Keon Davis, he played football and ran track with a 3.7 GPA, a 32 ACT score. He already has $200,000 in scholarships offered. He is headed to Auburn to study biomedical engineering. Kelsey Hicks was the team captain for her basketball team with a 3.5 GPA. She plans to attend UT Martin and become a physical therapist. The athletes of the year from Jackson Central Mary are Davion Johnson and Jamie Bynes. Davion was the defensive player of the year and made All-State. He has his 3.75 GPA, and he plans to play football for the Skyhawks of UT Martin up the road. Jamie was the only senior on JCM's inaugural volleyball team and sings in the choir. She's headed to Austin Peay to study there. Athletes of the year for Jackson Christian are Austin Kelly and Bailey Robinson. Austin is a two-sport athlete playing football and baseball. He passed for over 5,700 yards. Kelly plans to play baseball at Harding University in Arkansas. A softball and volleyball player with a 3.59 GPA, Bailey will play softball at Harding University. Rashad Gill and Aria Stewart are the athletes of the year from Liberty Tech Magnet School. Gill was team captain for the basketball Crusaders with a 17.8 points per game and a 3.4 GPA. He plans to attend Jackson State or Lane College. Stewart played softball and basketball and was district and all academic in basketball, and she will attend the Tennessee College of Applied Technology and will study construction. Madison Academics top athletes are Harrison Kale and Mary Kinsey Nye. Harrison ran cross country and played soccer with a 4.0 GPA and a 36 score on the ACT. He will study chemical engineering at Washington University in St. Louis. Mary Kinsey was a three-sport participant playing soccer, basketball, and running track. She has a 3.75 GPA and has soccer and an academic scholarships from Tennessee Tech. Austin Clark and Azaria Connerly are our top athletes from Northside. Clark played football for 4 years and is headed to Tennessee Tech to study biology with a 3.23 GPA. Connerly played basketball and tennis for 4 years, and with a 3.89 GPA, she plans to study criminal justice at Southern University. From Southside, Corbin Fassmeyer and Jaden Askins are the top athletes. Corbin's a 4-year basketball player. He has a 3.8 GPA and will play basketball for Freed-Hardeman University. Jaden is the Class 3A TSSAA Miss Basketball recipient. She had over 1,300 points. She is committed to Murray State University. Trinity Christian Academy's athletes of the year are Caleb Williams and Kate Nethery. Williams was a three-sport athlete playing basketball, football, and running track. A 3.7 GPA he has, and he has not chosen a college as of yet. Netherly focused on soccer and track for the Lady Lions with a 4.26 GPA. She has yet to choose a college. Noah Spencer and Olivia Welch represent University School of Jackson as athletes of the year. Noah played basketball, football, and runs track for the Bruins. He won the TSSAA Division II Mr. Football Award. and with a 4.07 GPA, he is signed to play football at the University of Dayton in Ohio. Olivia competed in volleyball along with track and field, and with a 4.95 GPA, she plans to attend Texas Christian or Southern Methodist University. Let's give our High School Athletes of the Year, presented by Dynamics, a round of applause. Good-looking group of young people. To be that young again, right? For most of us, that would be great. A lot of talent. Thank you for your efforts in high school, both in the classroom and on the fields and in the gyms and that sort of thing. It's time now to meet our Collegiate Athletes of the Year. Jamarian Harvey and Mariah Hart represent Jackson State Community College. Harvey played basketball and was ranked in the top 10 in the conference in steals and points per game. Hart also played basketball and was a first-team All-Region 7 selection in the TCCAA. From Lane College, Devon Irving and Kyra Gaston are the Athletes of the Year. A linebacker, Devon led Lane with 94 tackles last season. He has a 4.0 GPA. Kyra is a 3-year letter winner in volleyball and first-team conference pick. Gary Campbell and Reese Owens are the top athletes from Union. Campbell's a 4-year starter on the golf team. With a major in finance, he hopes to pursue a professional golfing career. Owens has been a 4-year starter for the volleyball team. She recorded at least 200 kills each season. She graduates in May with a degree in digital media communications. Let's give our 2025 Collegiate Athletes of the Year a round of applause. And as you can see, some of them were not able to be with us tonight. We'll continue with our program after this timeout.
The Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, brought to you by Williams Steel, H&M Construction.
Your life. Your home.
Your business. Your future.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank strives to serve its clients in every season of life. With vast experience in personal and business banking, we take pride in guiding you through significant events. At West Tennessee Bank, we help you realize your dreams.
West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
Are you looking to build a career? Build a career with West Tennessee's own H&M Company. H&M is a leading coast-to-coast industrial design and construction firm for Fortune 500 companies. Founded in Milan in 1957 and headquartered in Jackson, H&M is actively hiring in all areas of construction and engineering. Visit us at hmcompany.com to start building your career today.
From time to time, life may throw us a curveball. Even with the best of efforts, maintaining the essentials like utilities can be difficult. With UtiliCare, you can make a donation to help provide utility assistance to families right here in Jackson. Your contribution makes a difference for those families struggling to pay utility bills. Go online to learn more or donate. jacksenergy.com/UtiliCare.
Good evening. In 1989, the Board of Directors of the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame introduced the Distinguished Service Award. In 2014, the award was named in honor and memory of Billy Scribner, a founder, board member, president, and inductee of this organization. Billy Scribner's dedication and leadership provided the basis for what the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame has become today. The 2025 Billy Scribner Distinguished Service Award is presented to Tom Britt, a 30-year news anchor and producer at WBBJ-TV in Jackson and a mainstay for 4 decades, 1981 through 2021, on the University of Tennessee Martin Skyhawk Sports Network. A native of Beach Bluff in Madison County, Tom worked in media for 52 years and served as a play-by-play announcer for more than 1,000 UTM Skyhawk games. He became the longest tenured NCAA Division I women's basketball play-by-play radio broadcaster in 2019, while ranking among the leaders in football play-by-play announcers in the country at that time. He was inducted into the Tennessee Journalism Hall of Fame in 2017. Tom also called play-by-play broadcasts of local high school football and basketball games and the NAIA Women's National Basketball Tournament for more than 20 years while working at WDXI. Tom was an announcer, program director, sports director doing high school and college games, and an on-air personality before switching over to news when automation of stations began eliminating live DJs. For those of you who are too young, a DJ is a disc jockey. In August 1992, Tom was offered a position in the news department at WBBJ TV. Tom was inducted into the University of Tennessee Martin Athletics Hall of Fame in 2024, and it is my privilege and my honor to present the 2025 Billy Scrivener Distinguished Service Award to Tom Britt.
I thought David might share some of those stories in those high school press boxes, but I guess he didn't. David was really good at high school press boxes because, some of them were real tight, and you couldn't see one end of the field, but I would call a play, and he would describe what happened without ever looking. That's how good David was. I would like to say thanks to the board for selecting a country boy from Beach Bluff to receive this award. I'm humbled and grateful to be honored. I spent over 5 decades in the media and always enjoyed working with nonprofits, especially those involved with sports. I consider myself fortunate to work so long with caring and giving people who gave to others and shared their lives and helped them. The Hall has a special place in my heart since it recognizes and boosts students with college aid and recognizes and preserves the stories and the accomplishments of those who coach, play, and work in administration and officiate. Let me again say I want to thank the board and for those who nominated me for honoring me this way. I thank you very much. I treasure this forever. Thank you. Well, it's now on with the program, and Dan Morris now will present the Hometown Legends Award. Dan?
Good evening. Our Hall of Fame is pleased to present this year's Hometown Legends Award to Jackson Christian School's 2006 football team. The award's purpose is to recognize and honor teams or individuals who have made an exceptional impact on Jackson sports history. This year's the 19th anniversary of Jackson Christian's historic football state championship. After starting the 2006 season with a 2-3 record, the Eagles won their next 10 games to become the only Jackson football team to win a state title since the TSSAA playoffs began in 1969. Picked to lose each playoff game, JCS defeated Union City, McKenzie, Lake County, and Mount Pleasant before beating Friendship Christian 1913 to win the Class 1A state championship and bring home Jackson's first gold football. You may read all about that magical season in your banquet program, but let's watch this video for some highlights.
Midway of the regular season, Jackson Christian School's 2006 football team found itself searching for identity with a 2-3 record. Little did the Eagles know that they were about to write history that still stands today. JCS won its next 10 games and became the only Jackson football team to win a state championship since the TSSAA playoffs began in 1969. Picked to lose each playoff game, the Eagles defeated Union City, McKenzie, Lake County, Mount Pleasant before beating Friendship Christian 19-13 to win the Class 1A state title. and bring home Jackson's first gold football. History made. Jackson Christian faced multiple hurdles before the 2006 season ever began. The head coach left in July, so assistant coach and defensive coordinator Brian Stewart was promoted to head coach. Stewart, linebackers coach Paul Keller, and Chuck Cooper, who coached defensive backs and wide receivers, were the only holdovers from the previous year. Enter Gray Powell, Chuck Morris, Doug Hudson, and Steve Warren, who were added to the sidelines. As preseason practice wound down, Stewart asked his players to make 3 commitments: grow closer to God, give their all for their teammates and coaches, and pursue excellence in every aspect of their lives. It wasn't some flippant thing, said Coach Morris. These guys were serious about it, and we talked the whole year about remembering those commitments. Despite wins over USJ and TCA, it was a struggle to cling to those commitments after a 2-3 start, and losses to Donaldson Christian Academy, Southside, and Fayette Academy. After a 55-7 loss to Southside in Game 4, the JCS coaches adapted, evaluated strengths and weaknesses, and put the team in position to be as successful as possible. The base defense, a 5-man front, was replaced by a split 4. Offensively, the Eagles were using both the pro-I approach and the spread. They went completely spread. Beginning week 6 and gaining confidence every game, JCS allowed just 37 points and forced 16 turnovers to close the regular season with 5 consecutive victories. Prior to the playoffs, Ken Grizel, minister of the Campbell Street Church of Christ, delivered a chapel message with emphasis on Philippians 4:13, which reads, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." The team adopted that verse and went together to see an inspiring movie, Facing the Giants. It just became contagious, Coach Stewart said. The team became an inspiration not only to its fans, but to the opponents as well. In the state playoffs, JCS knocked off Union City 35-7 before making 5 interceptions in a 28-7 win over McKenzie. Then came the Eagles' defining moment in the quarterfinals. Lake County took a 21-20 lead with about 90 seconds left to play, and it was do or die when JCS faced a 4th and 10 at the Lake County 36 with 28 seconds left. Quarterback Clay Fowler dropped back and threw a TD pass to Rashad Rayner with 20 seconds remaining to clinch the 26-21 victory. In the semifinals, in front of a record crowd, JCS whipped Mount Pleasant 42-14 to set up a title game against 14-0 and top-ranked Friendship Christian, which averaged 39.5 points per game. The Eagles tied a state record with 6 interceptions against FCS, returning 1 for a touchdown. They won the game 19-13 to complete an amazing run to the Class 1A state championship. In the last 10 games, the Eagles had 18 interceptions, and the defense scored 6 touchdowns, all records that still stand today. It was a special moment to earn a ring, to win a gold ball, and to do what had never been done before, Coach Stewart said. As long as these kids live, they'll never forget it. The Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame is pleased to honor the 2006 JCS football team with the Hall's Hometown Legend Award for 2025.
The team roster is printed in your banquet program, and now we ask that head coach Brian Stewart and all the players and staff in attendance please stand as we give them a warm reception. Thank you so much.
The Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame is pleased to introduce its first Champ Award this year. Its purpose is to recognize and honor individuals who display exceptional courage, heart, attitude, modesty, and pride during a sports-related activity. This year's recipient is Logan Lott, a sophomore at Trinity Christian Academy. Logan provided critical first aid to a teammate, Jackson Hawks, during the Division IIA West Region Cross Country Championships at TCA. During the boys' competition, Jackson collapsed on the course, lost consciousness, and stopped breathing. Logan was standing nearby, began chest compressions on Jackson. Her action restored his breathing before EMS arrived. He was taken to a hospital and later released. For her quick thinking and decisive action, Logan received the Student Athlete Award of Excellence from the TSSAA and the National Federation of State High Schools Association. Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate Logan Lott.
What an incredible story. So the board has asked me to talk about two other important things tonight. So as I said earlier, we, after tonight, are going to have 147 members of our hall, and every single one of those was nominated by somebody in our community. So what we're asking you tonight is to continue sending in those nominations. So the easiest way to find a nomination form would be to go to our website, and I would encourage everyone to reach out to me or one of our board members to give you some advice on what to put in the application, where to send it, and when. So please help us with nominations. Next, our Friends of the Hall program. You may have seen our sign when you came in. The Friends of the Hall program allows supporters to make annual contributions to the hall of any size. And each year, the Friends of the Hall represents roughly 10% of our total revenue. And as I told you earlier, we're a not-for-profit organization. 10% is a lot, of course. Most of these funds go to our scholarship program, which tonight we're giving away with the help of a lot of our donors, 12 scholarships. This money's gone a long way in our 39-year history. So if you're interested in giving to the Friends of the Hall program, again, go to the website, to our Friends of the Hall section, or we have QR codes placed in the program, and we ask you to consider being a friend of the Hall. Thank you again for your support.
The Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame Board of Directors sponsors the Billy and Margie Shrivner Scholarship in honor of the couple's dedication to the organization. Billy spearheaded the Hall's formation and was a Hall of Fame inductee, former president, and board member. After retiring from the board, Billy served as a valued advisor and mentor until his passing in March of 2014. Billy and Margie demonstrated a passion for the Hall's mission over the years and dedicated countless hours of their time to promote the recognition of sports excellence in Jackson-Madison County. Zach Creasy of Jackson Christian School is the recipient of the Billy and Margie Shrivner Scholarship. He played baseball 4 years and basketball 2 seasons for the Eagles. He was all-district and all-region both seasons and a TBCA Region 7-8 team selection. He has a 4.47 grade point average and scored a 28 on the ACT. He plans to play baseball at Harding University in Searcy, Arkansas.
Hey, good evening. The Jimmy Carey Memorial Scholarship was established by our family to help local student athletes attend college who have excelled athletically and academically. Jimmy was a 2016 Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame inductee and a 2013 Carroll County Sports Hall of Fame inductee. As a former Jackson State baseball player, Jimmy was awarded the Male Athlete of the Year in 1991. As head baseball coach at University School of Jackson from 1996 to 2003, Jimmy's teams won 3 state championships, resulting in Jimmy being named Class A Coach of the Year each time. Jimmy had a passion for teaching baseball, the game of golf, and helping young athletes reach their goals. Bryant Barnes of University School of Jackson is this year's recipient of the Jimmy Carey Memorial Scholarship. He played football for 4 years for the Bruins, and he ran track 2 years. Bryant has a 4.43 grade point average and scored a 25 on the ACT. He plans to attend the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Bryant Barnes.
The Morgan Kelly Foundation Scholarship is presented in memory of Morgan Kelly. Morgan graduated from Madison Academic Magnet High School and was a senior at Lambeth University. My sister Morgan passed away during open heart surgery, and our family wishes to honor her memory by assisting other high school athletes with financial assistance for their educational pursuits. Jacob Niven of Trinity Christian Academy is the recipient of the Morgan Kelly Foundation Scholarship. He played golf for the Lions, where he helped the team win the region and advance to state in 2022. He has a 3.76 grade point average and has been a student assistant basketball coach at Union University for his father, head coach David Niven, throughout high school. He is considering being a student assistant coach at Lipscomb University the next 4 years and eventually wants to be a head college basketball coach.
The Morgan McCarty Memorial Scholarship Foundation is a nonprofit organization funding scholarships to local student athletes. The foundation was established in September of 2006 in loving memory of Morgan McCarty. Morgan was a junior at the University of Tennessee when she was fatally injured by a hit-and-run driver. Morgan's legacy will be to help students complete their college education. Corbin Howard of the University School of Jackson is the recipient of the Morgan McCarty Memorial Scholarship. Corbin played football and baseball 4 years for the Bruins and basketball 2 years. He was a football team captain as a senior and was all-district in baseball last season as a junior. He has a 3.7 grade point average and plans to attend the University of Mississippi.
The R. Bradley Hancock Award is given annually by the Board of Directors of the Hall of Fame as a memorial to former board member Brad Hancock. Brad's legacy is a testament to his life and the good works he did. He was instrumental in starting the Scholarship Foundation, so it's only fitting that an award bears his name.
Catherine Hooper of Jackson Christian School is the recipient of the R. Bradley Hancock Award. She played tennis and soccer for the Lady Eagles. In 2023, she was the Jackson Muse Cup tennis singles runner-up and the Rhodes Cup runner-up and placed first in the junior championship. Hooper has a 4.41 grade point average and scored a 23 on the ACT. She plans to attend the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
Richard Ross Scholarship honors memory of my late father, Richard Ross, who was a Hall of Fame member in 1993. He was the head football coach at Jackson High and Jackson Central Mary from 1966 to 1985. And this scholarship is set up in his memory. He passed away with cancer. This year's recipient is Huster Freeman of Southside High School. He earned all-region 6-4A first-team honors in football, maintains a 4-point GPA, voted most likely to succeed by his peers, and plans to enter the Tickle College of Engineering at the University of Tennessee. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Mike Pearson. I'm with Sports Orthopedics and Spine. The Sports Orthopedics and Spine Athlete Awards include a Scholar Athlete Award and 2 Athlete Awards, and honor athletes who have excelled in their athletic endeavors and other extracurricular activities while a Jackson-Madison County student. These athletes are recommended by guidance counselors and coaches. Funding is possible due to a grant provided by Dr. Keith Nord and the staff from Sports Orthopedics and Spine Clinic. Ellen Driver of University School of Jackson is the recipient of a Sports Orthopedics and Spine Athlete Award. She played basketball and competed in track and field all 4 years at USJ and played soccer last season. Part of the Lady Bruins state championship basketball team in 2024, she was team captain, all-region tournament, and all-district the last 2 years. She was all-region for 3 years in track seasons. With a 4.77 grade point average and scored a 33 on the ACT, she plans to attend the University of Texas. Clark Burkhead of Southside High School is the recipient of a Sports Orthopedics and Spine Athlete Award. He played tennis for the Hawks and was the only boy on the team his freshman year when he qualified for the district tournament. Active in the youth group at Parkburg Baptist Church, he has a 3.96 grade point average and scored 21 on the ACT. He plans to attend Union University. Max Kilburn of University School of Jackson is the recipient of the Sports Orthopedics and Spine Scholar Athlete Award. He has a weighted 5.01 grade point average and posted a 35 super score and 34 composite score on the ACT. He has started 4 years on the Bruins baseball team, making the D2A All-District and All-Region teams. Kilburn has signed to play baseball at the University of the South in Sewanee, Tennessee. Congratulations.
Good evening. The Terry Moore Memorial Scholarship aims to continue the legacy of my husband, Terry Moore. He had a desire for young athletes to succeed in sports and in life. Many knew him as umpire-in-chief of the Jackson Sportsplex, some as a coach, others as a teammate, and many, many as a friend. Moore's legacy of dedication, humble service, and mentorship carries through decades of building successful youth and community sports programs here in West Tennessee. As an avid volleyball player and later an official, Terry's passion for sports seemed endless, thriving in his role as umpire-in-chief. Terry held that position from opening day in 2006 until April 17th of 2018. I'm proud to announce that A.J. Curry is the recipient of the Terry Moore Memorial Scholarship this year. A.J. is at Northside High School, and he is a senior. He played basketball 4 seasons, was all-district 2 years, co-captain as a junior, and team captain as a senior. He was all-academic with a 3.7 grade point average, scored a 24 on the ACT. He ranks 12 in a class of 216. Right now, he's undecided as to where he's going, but I'm sure he'll do big things when he gets there. Thank you so much.
The Van and Louise Thompson Scholarship honors the memory of Van and Louise Thompson. Van is a Hall of Fame inductee and former Jackson High multi-sport star. He played tailback on 2 national championship football teams at the University of Tennessee in the late 1930s and 40s when the Volunteers went to the Orange, Rose, and Sugar Bowls. Louise was also a UT graduate and taught school in Jackson for more than 25 years. Mary Kinsley Nye of Madison Academic High School is the recipient of the Van and Louise Thompson Scholarship. She played soccer and basketball and competed in track and field all 4 years for the Lady Mustangs. In soccer, she was on the TSAA All-State Class A team 4 years. She was all-district twice in girls basketball and ran on the 200-meter relay team that won state in 2022. She has a 3.75 grade point average and ranks 26th in a class of 106 students, and she has received soccer and academic scholarships from Tennessee Tech University.
The Will Piva House Scholarship Fund was established by Will's family as a way to honor his memory. His legacy lives on through this scholarship program and its mission to assist young athletes with their college expenses. Brinley Merriweather of Southside High School is a recipient of this award. She played soccer and basketball, ran track, and was a cheerleader during her high school career. She was all-district and all-tournament teams in soccer. She could not play her senior season after being critically injured in a car wreck entering her senior year. Her sister, Aaliyah, and Aaliyah's boyfriend were killed in the accident. After recovering from brain trauma and broken bones, Brinley was able to attend soccer and basketball games to cheer for the Lady Hawks. She has a 3.7 GPA and plans to attend Austin Peay State University. Congratulations, Brinley.
Great group right here. Thank you very much. We'll let you kind of go off the stage there if you want to. There's some pledge cards and information on the tables, I understand, and if you have one, the board members at this time will pick them up, or someone, you can wave them up. If you'll do that, we'll come by or have somebody come by and pick those up. After our timeout, we'll hear from our special speaker.
The Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, brought to you by Smith Campbell Group of Raymond James, Dynamics Physical Therapy.
From time to time, life may throw us a curveball. Even with the best of efforts, maintaining the essentials like utilities can be difficult. With UtiliCare, you can make a donation to help provide utility assistance to families right here in Jackson. Your contribution makes a difference for those families struggling to pay utility bills. Go online to learn more or donate. jacksenergy.com/UtiliCare.
Are you looking to build a career? Build a career with West Tennessee's own H&M Company. H&M is a leading coast-to-coast industrial design and construction firm for Fortune 500 companies. Founded in Milan in 1957 and headquartered in Jackson, H&M is actively hiring in all areas of construction and engineering. Visit us at hmcompany.com to start building your career today.
Your life, your home,
Your business. Your future.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank strives to serve its clients in every season of life. With vast experience in personal and business banking, we take pride in guiding you through significant events. At West Tennessee Bank, we help you realize your dreams.
West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
Welcome back. My name is James Kirkland, and it's an honor to be able to introduce our featured speaker of the evening, currently known as Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs of Knoxville, Tennessee. And I say currently known as Mayor Jacobs because he may be more widely known by his ring name Kane as a former professional wrestler. Now, Bo, Jake, I don't know if you think professional wrestling really hurts, but if you don't think so, Mayor Jacobs is happy to meet you in this private room over here to the left when this is over, but you don't want to hear this man say, "You're gonna feel the pain."
Not bad.
Okay. Just not bad. Thank you. He rose to fame in the WWE and is regarded as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. In 2018, he became the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. Jacobs, who said that one of his childhood heroes was Freddy Krueger. That was AI, is that real? No, okay. I saw that on AI.
Don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Thank you. Began his professional wrestling career on an independent circuit in 1992, wrestling in promotions such as Smoky Mountain Wrestling and the United States Wrestling Association before joining the World Wrestling Federation, now known as the WWE, in 1995. He played various characters until 1997 when he was repackaged as the masked wrestler Kane, a horror-themed personification of fire and the juggernaut younger half-brother of The Undertaker and the son of Paul Bearer. In WWE, Kane won numerous championships. He is a 3-time world champion, a 12-time world tag team champion, and a WWE Grand Slam champion. And in 2021, he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, inductees, I did talk to Kane about the length of your speeches before this started, so be on time because, again, you don't want to feel the pain.
Better.
So after this brief video introduction, please help us give a warm welcome to Mayor Glenn Jacobs.
Thanks. I think James may have enjoyed that way too much. So on the first day of elementary school in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, a teacher tells her students that I am an Alabama Crimson Tide fan. How many of you all are Alabama fans? And of course, no, not you people, her class. All the kids raised their hand, right, except for this one little girl. So the teacher calls on her. She's like, young lady, you're not an Alabama Crimson Tide fan. She says, no, ma'am. She's like, well, who do you like? I am a Tennessee fan. Yes, let's hear it for that, right? So the teacher asked her, she's like, why are you a Tennessee fan? She's like, well, because my mommy and daddy are Tennessee fans. So the teacher responds, well, young lady, what if your mommy and daddy were idiots? What would that make you? And she says, an Alabama fan. Sorry to all those people who shared about the Alabama thing before. Hey, thank you so much for having me here. It is a huge honor for me to be here tonight. I'd like to thank your District Attorney General, Jody Pickens, who set this up. Jody, where are you at? You wave or say hello, stand up. He's a big guy too, so thank you. There he is. Thank you, brother. Also, I had a great time today. I was able to go over and see the Aspel Center and the great work that they do, thanks to Dr. Ron Kirkland. So thank you for your hospitality, sir. Congratulations to all of tonight's inductees. They have set a standard of excellence, but also they're an example for all the rest of us and people to look up to and to try to attain that same level of excellence. And that's really important because everything that I've learned about success in life, and by success I simply mean achieving your goals, I really learned through sports. I always wanted to be a professional athlete ever since I was a little kid. When I was a little guy, I wanted to play baseball for the Cardinals. I grew up about 2 hours north of St. Louis. I saw that one of your previous guest speakers was Al Hrabosky. And I told some folks, oh my gosh, Al Hrabosky was one of the speakers here. Like, who's Al Hrabosky? I'm like, he was the Mad Hungarian, right? He was like the coolest ever relief pitcher for the Cardinals. That's what I wanted to be. Great plan with the fatal flaw. I am a terrible baseball player, absolutely horrible. Can't hit, can't pitch, can't field. I was tall and clumsy when I was a little kid. Being tall, though, I figured I'd start playing basketball because I had a competitive advantage over the other kids. Started growing my body, got more coordinated, became a pretty good basketball player, then a very good basketball player. I wanted to play at the University of Missouri. Don't hold that against me. Mizzou is the big school. But partway through my senior year, I was going up for rebound, came down on another player's foot, turned my ankle, tore ligaments in that ankle, and that was the end of my Division I scholarship opportunities. I wasn't that good. So I ended up going to Truman State University. There I played basketball for 4 years on a scholarship. But I also put on a lot of weight. I hadn't lifted weights in high school. So when I got to college, I started doing that, and I like to lift weights and I like to eat, and those two things will cause you to put on a lot of mass. So as my basketball eligibility is wrapping up, the football coach actually came to me and he's like, son, you're not going to play in the NBA. I'm like, yeah, thanks, coach. I appreciate that vote of confidence. But you are right. But with your size, you might be able to play in the NFL. I didn't have anything to lose. I had some coursework left. I could gain some more eligibility if I switched sports. So that's what I did. Sure enough, he was exactly right. I was a very gifted football player just because of my size and athletic ability from playing basketball for all those years. So we had NFL scouts coming to our practices. I was working out with position coaches, talking with NFL executives, and that looked like the trajectory that my life was going to take. But life had other plans. One day at the end of practice, we were putting in trick plays that weekend's game, and I was going to pivot, and when I did, my cleat got stuck in a hole on the field, and I tore my anterior cruciate ligament as well as meniscus and cartilage in my left knee, which is a very serious injury. I did not have a medical red shirt, so I had to come back that year if I was going to play football. So I was back out on the field in about 6 weeks. Obviously, was not the player after the injury that I was before because frankly, I didn't know how to play football. I was brand new to it. I was just a better athlete and bigger than everybody that I was playing against. So I kept on working out, doing rehab, everything that I could to put myself in a position to attain that dream of playing professional sports. Draft day came. I wasn't drafted, which is a disappointment, but I did go to the Chicago Bears camp as a free agent. The first day of a rookie mini camp, you go through every possible evaluation and physical that you can think of, everything from vision, dental, hearing, obviously then teams of orthopedic surgeons examining you. I was fortunate because back then they did not have a psychological evaluation, so I was good on that. I figured that if my knee were a problem, I'd have been told then, and I wasn't. So I went to bed that night, and I was just over the moon because the next day I'd be practicing with the Bears. Next day came, getting off the bus that took us to the practice facility, and everyone else was taken up to the field house and the practice field. I was taken to an office building where I met with the director of player personnel, who informed me that my knee injury precluded me from playing for the Bears and probably in the NFL, and I was given a plane ticket home. It's the most devastating thing that had happened to me up until that point in my life because it's all I wanted to do. So I just want to play sports. But, the remarkable thing about just keeping on and going no matter what happens to you is opportunities kind of pop up. You create them for yourselves. So one day I was watching professional wrestling on TV with a friend of mine, and he's like, you should do that. You're big like those guys are. Thought to myself, yeah, I'm big like those guys on TV are. I'm muscular. I'm a good athlete despite having the bad knee. My degree's in English, so I know about Shakespeare and drama. And the underlying motivation for all of this was I didn't want to get a real job, okay? So off to the races. I found a group that gave me some training and spent a couple years traveling through the Midwest, performing in very small venues and not many people there, not making any money. One night I was thrilled because we had a large crowd and the promoter gave me an envelope which I hoped had enough money to cover my gas for the weekend. So you can imagine my disappointment when I opened the envelope up and there were 2 buy one cheeseburger, get one free coupons from McDonald's. But I enjoyed what I was doing because it was a form of sports and athletics. And I thought I could be good at it, stuck with it, ended up going to all sorts of different places and settling in East Tennessee in 1995. It was the same year I signed a contract with WWE. First couple of years, they were pretty difficult because I was still learning my trade. And then in 1997, the Kane character that you saw on TV there on the monitors was created. And it's like my life just changed. And I achieved that dream that I'd had ever since I was a little kid of becoming a professional athlete in a different way, but nevertheless, I got there. And I've been so fortunate. I've traveled the country, traveled the world, entertained millions of people live and on TV, worked with some of the greatest entertainers on the planet, people like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I think he got in movies or something. I lost track of him. But I mean, I've worked with the Muppets. I've even been in a Scooby-Doo movie, right? And you know you've made it in pop culture if you've been in a Scooby-Doo movie. And I've been very blessed to provide my family with a life that I never would have thought possible when I was a young person. The first lesson I learned is just persistence. We all face challenges and obstacles. You have to keep on going no matter what. In football, you get knocked down all the time. You have to get back up. You have to just keep on playing no matter what happens. But also things like hard work, dedication, teamwork, leadership. Everything I do as Knox County Mayor, really is about building a team. It's about the leadership that I learned as an athlete. It's about setting an example. It's about working hard, but also you don't do it for yourself. You do it for the success of your team. And then what happens when the team is successful, you are successful as well. Discipline. Even now, every morning, I get up and I either go to the gym or I work out at home. It's just a habit that I've formed from years and years and years of doing that. All those lessons I learned in sports, and they apply to life as well. And we often think of at events like this, obviously, we're honoring athletes. But I'd like to also talk about how impactful coaches are. People will ask me all the time, what's this person like? What's The Undertaker like? What's The Rock like? What's this guy like or this guy like? They never ask me what Stan Johnson's like. He was my 8th grade football coach. I was, as I said earlier, I was very awkward and just didn't feel good about myself when I was a little kid, had very bad self-esteem. And I'll never forget, he was the coolest guy in our town, right? And when I was in 8th grade and he signed our yearbook, he put "You're a star, Glenn." I hate to say this, that was like 45 years ago. I'm old now. But nevertheless, I still remember that. Had a huge impact on me because this guy that I look up to believed in me. No one ever asked me about Willard Sims. He was my college basketball coach. I originally went to school at another college, but just didn't get along with the basketball coach there and left. Didn't really plan that very well, frankly. Coach Sims took a chance on me when no one else would have. And if he hadn't done that, I wouldn't be standing here tonight. Coaches have immense impact on young people. And the thing is, I lost touch with my coaches. I never told them how much of an impact they had on my life. I hope they know that. And I hope all the coaches here and all the coaches being inducted tonight know the impact that you have on young people. So congratulations to tonight's inductees. Thank you all for being here. This is a wonderful event. I'm just thrilled to be part of it. So thank you all again very much. Have a great night.
When we come back, we will meet the new inductees to the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame.
the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, brought to you by Delta Faucet Company, Smith Campbell Group of Raymond James.
Are you looking to build a career? Build a career with West Tennessee's own H&M Company. H&M is a leading coast-to-coast industrial design and construction firm for Fortune 500 companies. Founded in Milan in 1957 and headquartered in Jackson, H&M is actively hiring in all areas of construction and engineering. Visit us at hmcompany.com to start building your career today.
Your life, your home,
Your business. Your future.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank strives to serve its clients in every season of life. With vast experience in personal and business banking, we take pride in guiding you through significant events. At West Tennessee Bank, we help you realize your dreams.
West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
From time to time, life may throw us a curveball. Even with the best of efforts, maintaining the essentials like utilities can be difficult. With UtiliCare, you can make a donation to help provide utility assistance to families right here in Jackson. Your contribution makes a difference for those families struggling to pay utility bills. Go online to learn more or donate. jacksenergy.com/UtiliCare.
Well, it's time to meet the 5 new members in the class of 2025 entering into the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. We start with football player and coach Josh Aldridge.
Josh Aldridge, a native of Jackson, is honored for his accomplishments as a collegiate football coach and as a football player at Harding University and Jackson Christian School. The son of Stephen and June Aldridge, he is a 2-time All-State defensive end at Jackson Christian and helped the Eagles become the 2006 Class 1A state champions when he was a junior. Jackson Christian is the only Jackson school to have won a football state championship since the playoffs began in 1969. Aldridge, 35, earned his bachelor's degree at Harding University, where he realized he wanted to coach football. Aldridge begins his 13th year as a collegiate coach. After a 2-year stay as defensive assistant at Auburn University under head coach Hugh Freeze, Aldridge is the new defensive coordinator at East Carolina University in Greenville, North Carolina. In addition to his football coaching abilities, Josh displays outstanding attitude and commitment, Coach Freeze said. He is committed to the game and the betterment of those around him. Aldridge followed Freeze to Auburn after coaching 4 seasons at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia, where he served as Freeze's defensive line coach and defensive coordinator. He was the interim head coach when Liberty played in the 2022 Boca Raton Bowl. In 2021, he was nominated for the Frank Broyles Award, which is presented annually to the top assistant football coach. As a defensive coordinator at Lenore Ryan University in Hickory, North Carolina, he helped lead the Bears to a national #1 ranking in turnovers caused and a #9 ranking in scoring defense during a 12-win season. At the University of West Georgia in Carrollton, Georgia from 24 to 17, he worked as the defensive line coach and recruiting coordinator. West Georgia won the Gulf South Conference Championship in 2015. Aldridge was a 4-year starter at Harding University in Searcy, Arkansas. He was team captain and twice selected as All-Gulf South Conference. A finalist for the William V. Campbell Trophy, recognized as the Heisman Trophy for academics, he ranks 4th all-time at Harding in sacks and tackles for loss and 2nd all-time in blocked kicks. At Jackson Christian, he was the 2006 Region 8-1A Defensive Player of the Year after recording 141 tackles, including 9 sacks during the state championship season. Brian Stewart, who coached Aldridge in 3 sports at Jackson Christian, said Josh has the heart you wish every kid who competes would desire to have. I've never witnessed an individual with more self-discipline and drive than Josh. During his Eagles career, Aldridge made more than 300 tackles. His senior season in 2007, he led the team in tackles, tackles for loss, and sacks. He was the Class 2A All-State, All-West State, and the Region 8-2A Defensive Lineman of the Year. Josh and his wife Jessica have 2 children, Braxton and Nora. Please welcome 2025 Hall of Fame inductee, Josh Aldridge.
All right, hey, you're going to hear Josh speak, and he's going to get to talk to you. But what I want to say is this. First of all, it's just like Kane was talking about coaches, and I get to coach, and that's great. If Josh was up here, he'd say, Mom and Dad, I love you. And I appreciate y'all, Stephen and June right there. And he would look out at his teammates. We stood out there and we told all kind of truths, lies out there, just talking about, the past, and it's a great night. But Josh Aldridge is a warrior. He was an unbelievable player that loved his team. He was a technician. He has taken all those same intangibles that he has as a player, and it's as a coach. He's one of the best recruiters you'll ever see. And he still coaches his players with that technician style. He's just an unbelievable guy, unbelievable young man. I'm fortunate to be able to coach all these young men and be a part of their lives and then to watch them grow up. And as I talk to him out there, just like Josh, now he's a coach, yes, but he's a great husband, and he's a great dad, and he's a great ambassador to the young men that comes in and out of his lives. And so now, listen to the good words of my good friend, Coach Josh Aldridge.
Hey guys, this is Josh Aldridge. I just want to say thank you on behalf of me and my family for inducting me in the Madison County Hall of Fame. Special thank you goes to the Madison County Hall of Fame and then to my family. I was blessed to have 2 great parents, and I really just woke up every day wanting to make them proud. And I just was surrounded by great people who supported me, and that's where my second thank yous go to my teammates and my coaches. I had some phenomenal coaches in high school, mainly Brian Stewart, our head coach, who was also my position coach in high school, who may or not be there tonight. There was a tremendous impact for me. And then my teammates. I played with some tremendous players. I made a lot of plays and had a lot of accolades and things like that, but really that was because I was surrounded by great players. And, now that I've coached in college football for 11 plus years, I realized that we probably had some of the most underrated players on our team. There were a lot of guys in today's day and age who would have gotten recruited at a higher level with how football is these days in the recruitment. And then I just want to say, remembering that run taught me so much about fighting through adversity. You look back, we started off 2-3, and then we went on a run and went all the way to the state championship and really dominated the semifinals in the state championship game. And all that sparked in the quarterfinals when we had our back against the wall and converted on 4th down. And I'll remember that for the rest of my life. And, you guys, the memories we made, we'll remember forever.
All right. Thank you very much, Josh, for that message. Let's meet our next inductee, a basketball player and now an administrator, Paula Fuller.
A Madison County native, Paula Fuller is honored for her accomplishments as a basketball player and administrator. A 6-foot forward, she was 4-year starter and 2-time Jackson Sun All-West State basketball player at West High School in Denmark, graduating in 1979. She started her college career at Jackson State Community College, where she was All-Conference, All-Region, and Honorable Mention All-America. Fuller finished her playing days at Memphis State, earning All-Metro Conference honors as a senior when the Lady Tigers won the Metro title and made it to the NCAA Sweet 16. Fuller, now 63, is the daughter of Bobby and Dorothy Fuller. She has 2 sons, Bobby and Damon. Damon is the head boys basketball coach at Southside High School. Paula grew up on a farm in the Mercer community, surrounded by relatives of all ages. Her grandmother had a large front yard, and the cousins wore out the grass playing basketball on a makeshift court. From childhood on, Fuller played basketball with and against her cousins and uncles, male and female. She learned to be quick and tough against family competition and developed a passion for the game. She attended Blair's Elementary, an all-black school in the Blair's Chapel community, before integration moved her to the previously all-white Mercer Elementary in the 4th grade. It was there that Fuller got to play on her first indoor wooden basketball court. Fuller played 6-player basketball, half court, throughout her high school career. There were 3 forwards and 3 guards on either side of the center line, and only the forwards could shoot the ball. Fuller's class was the last to use those rules in the state of Tennessee. They were changed to full court play for the girls in the spring of 1979. She played for Coach T. Willie Tyson at West Junior High School and for Coach Sam Greer at West High, where she helped the team to 4 straight district titles. Her sophomore season, the Lady Tigers advanced to the 1977 Class A state tournament, losing to Pickett County in a close one, 44-43. Fuller scored 15 points. Fuller was a District 15A MVP her senior year, averaging 28 points and earning second-team Sports Writers All-State honors. Paula and her teammates made history at Jackson State Community College. The Lady Generals won the Junior College State Championship 2 years and placed 3rd in the national tournament with a 23-1 record as sophomores in 1981. Fuller averaged 10 points and 9 rebounds and then signed with Memphis State. It was a dream come true, she said, and it was so exciting. We had about 85 in my class at West and good fans at Jackson State, but when I got to Memphis State, there were so many people with big crowds, and I got to travel to cities and countries that I would never have gone to otherwise. It was just a great experience. She averaged 8.4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks a game, while shooting 83% from the free throw line and 45% from the field. She had a career-high 21 points and 11 rebounds against Tulane. She earned a bachelor's degree in business and marketing in 1984 and worked for Nielsen Media Research 14 years and Federal Express before returning to Jackson State as a recruiter of students 26 years ago. Please welcome 2025 Hall of Fame inductee, Paula Fuller.
Hello, everybody. I want to begin by thanking the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame Board for bestowing this honor upon me. And to Southside girls coach, Brent McNeil, for believing in me and nominating me. And I am ever so grateful to God for the incredible journey He has allowed me to be on. Tonight, I stand on the shoulders of my parents, Dorothy, Bob, and my boys, Deshaun and Damon, a host of family members, my church family, teammates that have poured into my life and made me the basketball player that y'all kind of saw over there. My mother was a star in her own right, and you heard the talk about her. They called her the left-hand wonder. She was left-handed, and she was the most outstanding player in 1958 in West High, and a region all-star team player. Basketball has been in my blood for years. I think my first Christmas present was a basketball goal. And my parents, they instilled something greater in me, and that was the values that you expect from a kid that was raised on the farm who didn't like working on the farm. Hard work, dedication, and respect for others. My parents gave me the great foundation, but it was my coaches that began to groom it. Coach Sam Greer and Coach T. Willie Tyson gave me direction. Coach Tyson introduced me to a different kind of hard work. It's called conditioning. And in junior high, you didn't touch the ball until you got that conditioning done the first part of the season. I think some of my teammates out there can attest to that. I remember one day, when I started playing, my philosophy was to eat lunch, because my lunch was just a few minutes before, before we go to practice. So on the farm, you eat well so you can do the farm work. Well, I said, if I eat well at lunch, I'll have strength to run and condition and all that good stuff. Well, that was not the case. So I commenced eating a real good meal at lunch, and about 45 minutes later, I had to get out there on that floor. Well, about the 4th, 5th lap around that gym, things got to moving. And I take off to the bathroom. I was like, it's coming up, it's coming up. So after about a week or so of that, Coach Tyson started putting a garbage can at the end of the gym. And he knew about that time. He said, I spent too much time in the bathroom. So he put the garbage can out there for me to take sure, handle the business and keep it running. Coach Greer, on the other hand, taught me that it was okay to be tough. And it was good to play with passion and a little bit of fight. And for a child that was growing up in the shadows of segregation, he made sure we knew our worth. Even when our schools lacked resources, he reminded us that we mattered. Through basketball, he taught us that we had value, not just as athletes, but as people. So, I can tell I'm so nervous up here, but that's okay. The lessons that I learned came along with challenges we met in the classroom and on the court. It has opened doors for me at the college level, Jackson State Community College, under Coach Marvin Williams. One of the best decisions I have ever made. I had the privilege of playing alongside Diane Jones, who played at Bolivar, Helen Malone, who played at Fayette Ware, as well as Deborah Granberry from Covington. Together, we made history. We went back-to-back champions at the college level, as well as a 3rd place in the national tournament. We should have won, but we can talk about that after a while. With a 23-1 record. And from there, I went on to go to Memphis State. A lot of you may know it as University of Memphis, but it was Memphis State when I was there. And we were on a road trip once, and we were going down to Texas, you know, and everything is great and grand in Texas. Well, we got down there, and we realized that everybody wore cowboy boots. And so, you know, we said, we're going to get us some cowboy boots. We got those boots, and we put them on, and we strutted around a little while, and we strutted around with those boots on. Well, nobody really told us that you have to break those boots in. So by the time we were ready to play ball, we was almost tippy-toeing. Coach John was a little upset, but we were able to get the win against Stephen F. Austin, so all was forgiven by the time we were ready to fly back to Tennessee. To the young people and athletes that are in the room tonight, I want to let you know that basketball has granted me an opportunity to be in different arenas all across the country, in the States. And I have been in conversations that in rooms where I didn't realize or never thought that I would be in. And one of the things that I want to say to you is that don't take it for granted. Whatever sport you do it to the best of your ability. Have that passion. Be that team player. Be that encourager. Help each other. Know that you establish lifetime friends. I got some here tonight that I wouldn't take nothing for the world. Those long-standing relationships. Coach Williams even calls me from time to time. He's been sick, but he remembers my phone number. And the last time I played for him was in '81. But he has always came and stayed in contact. Coach Tyson is sitting out there tonight. We're in contact. That's one of the greatest things that I've taken away from basketball is the opportunity of all the relationships that I've built. And that's to be able to stand before you to bestow this honor. Tonight, I'm excited. Tonight, I am grateful. Tonight is a wonderful night. A night for the game of basketball, for my coaches, and my teammates, my parents, my family, my church family, my teammates. The honor isn't just mine. It belongs to all of us that have poured into Paula Fuller to make her who she is today. Again, I want to thank you. Thank you all for being here. And to my fellow inductees, congratulations. Thank you.
Our next inductee into the Jackson-Madison County Sports County Hall of Fame, Bo Hardegree, a tennis and football player and coach who now is coaching in the NFL just up the road in Nashville. Let's take a look.
Bo Hardegree, who grew up in Jackson, is honored for his accomplishments as a professional and college football coach and his success as a high school and college athlete. A star quarterback and state champion tennis player at Jackson Central Mary, Hardegree signed a football scholarship with the University of Tennessee in 2003. After graduation in 2007, he was a student assistant coach at UT, a graduate assistant at Duke, and an assistant coach at LSU before going to the pros. Hardegree, 40, began his coaching career in the National Football League in 2014 with the Denver Broncos, and is coached with the Chicago Bears, Miami Dolphins, New York Jets, New England Patriots, Las Vegas Raiders, and the Tennessee Titans, where he is presently quarterback coach. The son of Jim and Adair Hardegree, Bo was born in Union City while his father was assistant football coach at Tennessee Martin. The family moved to Jackson in 1986. Hardegree's football career began at Tigert Middle School, where he played quarterback for Coach Randy Franks on an undefeated team. Hardegree played quarterback at Northside High his freshman year and JCM for 3 years, all under his father, who was the head coach at those schools. His senior season at JCM, the 6'5" Hardegree was co-captain and completed 63% of his passes, throwing for 23 touchdowns, 1,869 yards. The Cougars were unbeaten in regular season play and advanced to the state semifinals. Hardegree was first-team All-State and All-West State and Region 7-5A's most valuable player. He had a 21-4 record as a starting quarterback in high school and passed for 3,586 yards, including 41 touchdowns. Hardegree was on the All-SEC academic team for all 4 years at Tennessee, where he earned a bachelor's degree in exercise science and had a 3.9 GPA. He intended to go to medical school to be an orthopedic surgeon, but UT assistant head coach and offensive coordinator David Cutcliffe asked him to try coaching. After working as a student assistant for the Vols, he went with Cutcliffe to Duke in 2008 as a graduate assistant coach. After 3 years at Duke, he joined the LSU staff under former Tennessee defensive coordinator John Chavis. He was 29 and decided to interview for an opening with the Denver Broncos, where Peyton Manning was the quarterback in 2014. In 2021, Hardegree got a call from the New England Patriots to join Bill Belichick's staff as quarterback coach. In 2022, Hardegree was hired as quarterbacks coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. In 2024, when good friend Brian Callahan became the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, Hardegree agreed to be his quarterback coach. Hardegree and his wife Lauren have a 3-year-old daughter Isabella and are expecting a baby boy in June. Please welcome 2025 Hall of Fame inductee, Bo Hardegree.
Thank you. Sorry, Mom, I didn't make it to med school, but I did marry a doctor at least. Sorry about that. It's actually kind of refreshing standing behind one of these podiums, not answering questions about what went well and what didn't go well in a football game. But yeah, thank you. It's a great night to be back home. Obviously, thank you to the Jackson-Madison County Board of Directors, and also a thanks and congrats to my fellow inductees of the 2025 class. Obviously, that was a lot of cool stuff to see, a lot of memories. But really tonight, I want to make it about the people that really influenced me, mentors, teachers, families, friends, coaches. I want to just take a little bit of time to just kind of tell you guys a little bit about each one of them as we go. Big reason I'm here. One of my tennis coaches, dear friends in high school at JCM, Coach Willie Chandler, his wife, Fran Chandler, is on the board. Coach had a big influence in me being behind this podium. Incredible tennis coach, great chemistry teacher. And one thing about him that you see as a coach is he was consistent. Athletes, you know, that's what they want. They want consistency from a coach day in and day out. And it was great winning that state title back at JCM. Coach, I appreciate you. Moving into some youth coaches. We kind of talked about it a little bit. But, you know, I was very fortunate. Sports has been my life. Both of my parents, you know, were teachers and coaches, high school, college. You know, a little bit about my youth coaches growing up. A fellow Hall of Famer in here, Franklin Payne, will remember this man. John Lowe. That's probably my very first coach. Soccer, baseball. I don't know how old I was, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. I think our team name was called the Sting. But me, Franklin, obviously Franklin was the best player on whatever sport we were on. I happened to just be on the team. But John Lowe, he's still doing great things in Memphis, and I just wanted to give him a shout out. My tennis coaches, you guys will remember some of these names from the Jackson Country Club, Jackie Johnson, Jay Veazey, Shannon Duncan, and then James Walker from the Westwood Tennis Center, Fran Chandler, Ted Measley from the Jackson Tennis Center, those people, and of course my parents and my my great aunt who passed away at 95 years old, who introduced me to tennis. All those people are staples to the Jackson community as far as from the tennis family, and I appreciate all you guys and all the sacrifices you made for me growing up to be the tennis player that I became. Some grade school teachers and some great family friends. There's two families in here right now, the Ross and the Yates families, who, it was kind of a little bit of a home away from home for me. Our parents were very close with their families. Julie Ross, Neil, Ryan, Hillary. Julie was my first grade teacher at Pope Elementary. Their family introduced me, believe it or not, to Tennessee Vols football and Atlanta Braves baseball. The Ross family, they're sitting here, and the Yates family right here. They lived right across the street from each other from when I remember, being 6, 7 years, and our families obviously were great friends. The Yates, Paula was a second grade teacher at Pope Elementary, and her family, Greg and Adam and Kyle and Audra, they lived across the street, and they introduced me to the dark side. For you Alabama people back there, I learned who the Crimson Tide were through them. So a great thanks to you guys and all the backyard football games we used to have with your kids growing up. I really appreciate that. A couple people sitting at our table here, San and Mike Pearson, and their son John Michael, have been very supportive to me as I've gone through this whole process. And Lee Wilmot, thank you, who does some things with the Tennessee Titans. I appreciate you guys coming here tonight. Moving on a little bit, you can kind of see this a little bit of a chronicle order. You can kind of see where I came from a little bit. But Tigert Middle School, which my mom was a teacher at growing up, is where I, met my first football coach. I didn't play until I got to Tigert Middle School. Coach Randy Franks, he was the head coach at Tigert Middle School. He was kind of the first coach to take a tennis racket out of my hand and put a football in it, and good things happened from there. But a little funny story. Obviously, tennis player, didn't know much about tackling football and how physical it was. I was involved in my first tackling drill, and I didn't really know where I stuck my hand in front of a face mask, and another face mask hit it, and crack went my hand. So that was my introduction to football. Didn't go well that first time, but we made some strides, and obviously I improved. And Coach, I really appreciate it, and I also appreciate your messages when I made that transition to coordinator with the Raiders, you reaching out to me. I appreciate that. Few teachers and administrators from my Tiger years, Minnie Springfield, Janice Epperson, and Tommy Kirkendall all have, shown up. Minnie, thanks for coming. You guys have been really strong supporters for me as I've gone through this whole process. Now, high school. So I was fortunate. I went to both Northside. I don't know if a lot of people know that. I went to Northside and JCM. Growing up, I happened to be a coach's kid. Believe it or not, coach's kids move a little bit. Unfortunately, we had to move from one side of the town to the other. As you can see, you guys have seen I've moved a little bit too, fortunately and unfortunately at times. I have a daughter. She's just turned 3. She was born in Miami. She lived in Vegas, and now Nashville's called her home. So yes, we do move, but she'll be stronger for it. Yeah. So next group of coaches I wanted to talk about were some guys on my dad's staff. They're here tonight. 3 words really describe these guys: intensity, passion, and energy. That's what you want out of a really good football coach amongst anything else. Joe Davis, Tab Val, Larry Shanks, Paul Keller, and Eddie Ye, amongst a few others. These guys, man, it meant more to them. You knew it, you felt it as a player. And those intangibles, they're still in me to this day. And guys, I really appreciate it. We had a great year, our senior year, going undefeated in the regular season. I really appreciate you guys coming. Thank you. And my teammates, fellow Hall of Famer Ryan Scott, Orlandis Kirby, Eric Charles, and current head coach at JCM, Eric Turner. I just wanted to recognize those guys. And obviously you saw, lastly, one of my best friends that was taken from us all too soon, Daniel Brooks. I wanted to mention him as well. He's a great friend, and unfortunately he was taken from us too early. College and NFL. I've had a lot of opportunities from, multiple angles and avenues I've gone, but, my college and NFL coaches, 2 guys I really want to point out. Obviously I played football at Tennessee. After that was over, I moved and transitioned back to tennis. I didn't pick up a racket for 4 years. I was, probably 225 pounds at the time, kind of a not so great backup weight, I would say. So it took Sam Winterbottom and Chris Woodruff, who's still the active coach there, tireless hours getting me back into tennis shape, and we had a great run in the NCAAs. But just a couple coaches I wanted to mention, a couple household names, but these guys have given me opportunities, whether I played for them or worked for them. But Philip Fulmer obviously brought me into his football program when I was right out of JCM. David Cutcliffe, he gave me an opportunity for first coaching at Duke University when he left Tennessee. John Chavis, Les Miles, John Fox, Adam Gase, Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels, and our current head coach of the Tennessee Titans and good friend Brian Callahan. I appreciate you guys and your families. And lastly, you guys didn't think I would talk about my family, but I left them best for last. They're closest to me. They're my rocks. 3 words for you guys. For them is just loving, supportive, and consistent. Consistent, you keep hearing from me, is important to me. Mom, thank you for all the sacrifices, driving around, taking me to all the tennis tournaments, for me to have an opportunity to compete. Dad, I really appreciate when you were home. I've learned this now, giving me your time and to be present and consistent. I know how that feels now that I have my family and kind of when I'm away from them. Brother Bill and his 2 of my 3 nieces are here tonight from T-ball. Hey, Harper, Caroline, how are you? Hope T-ball went well. All right, thank you for always having the right words of encouragement for me. That's been really great for me in tough times. And finally, it takes a very, very special woman to marry a coach. She happens to be sitting right beside me, but my beautiful and very pregnant wife, Dr. Lauren over here. We met my first year coaching at Duke University right before she started med school, and it's been an amazing journey, and we're still climbing. Thank you guys tonight, and go Vols, tighten up, have a great night. Thank you.
The next inductee into our 2025 class is going into the hall, joining his brother Preston, who was inducted in 2021. Let's meet Jake Overbey.
Jake Overbey, a Jackson native, is honored for his accomplishments as a college and high school baseball player and for his stellar football career at University School of Jackson. The son of Michael and Regina Overbey, he was a 3-year starter at quarterback at USJ and the first Jackson player to win the TSSAA Mr. Football honor twice, 2009 and 2010. He was a finalist 3 times. At USJ, Overbey passed for 8,408 yards, 103 touchdowns, and ran for 21 touchdowns. In 2009, he had 44 touchdown passes, which ranked 6th for a single season in the TSSAA records. In 3 seasons as starting quarterback, he led USJ to a 29-6 record and a state runner-up trophy. He completed 62% of his career passes. Overbey, 32, played for Mickey Marley, who was the head football coach at USJ from '89 to 2015. It was my honor and privilege to have had the opportunity to coach Jake Overbey, Mickey Marley said. Not only was Jake a great player and a teammate, he was and is a great person on and off the field. Overbey's talents were not limited to the football field. He was a 3-year starter at shortstop at USJ and named All-State, All-Region, and All-District in baseball in 2011. The senior season, he batted .400 with 10 home runs, 28 doubles, 54 RBIs, and scored 56 runs. He was the winner of the Most Valuable Player Award in the West Tennessee All-Star Game. Overbey was a 10th-round draft selection by the Philadelphia Phillies in Major League Baseball, but he chose to sign a Southeastern Conference scholarship at the University of Mississippi. I was fortunate to be picked by the Phillies out of high school, but I never expected to have that hard of a decision to make, he said. The decision to go play alongside my brother at an SEC baseball powerhouse like Ole Miss was what ultimately made that decision. It was a dream come true for our entire family. Overbey left Ole Miss, returned to the football field, and lettered when he transferred to Tennessee Martin for 1 season. But in 2014, he transferred to the University of Memphis, where he played his last 2 baseball seasons. Once I was eligible to play baseball in a Division I level, I finished my career and earned my bachelor's degree at the University of Memphis. Overbey and his wife Hillary have a 3-year-old daughter, Elaine. He's a financial advisor with Voya Financial in Jackson. Please welcome 2025 Hall of Fame inductee, Jake Overbey.
Thank you. As I stand on this stage tonight, I'm filled with an incredible sense of gratitude and humility. Being inducted in this Sports Hall of Fame is not only just a personal honor, it's a celebration of the collective journey, the support, and the love that has brought each one of us here tonight. First, I want to thank God. It is through His grace that I've been blessed with the talents and opportunities that have allowed me to pursue my passion for sports. Each victory, each challenge, each moment of growth has been a testament to His unwavering support and guidance in my life. I am forever grateful for the strength and resilience He has instilled within me. I also want to thank the directors and everyone who is involved in the Hall of Fame. Your dedication to promoting athletics and supporting athletes have created an environment where we can thrive. I'm grateful for your honor you have given me to be inducted in this timeless Hall of Fame, where athletes and coaches have had their amazing careers honored long before me and will continue to do so long after tonight, with athletes and coaches that are yet to come. I want to thank my coaches, Coach Marley, Coach Giddens, Coach Hardegree, Coach Schoenrock, and my father-in-law, Coach Ross. You not only taught me the skills and strategies needed to excel in sports, but I still take the same mindset, discipline, and values with me today that I learned from my time as a player. Thank you for your mentorship, guidance, and believing in my potential. I also want to thank my family, my grandma, aunts, uncles, and cousins that are here tonight. To my wife, Hillary, we've been through everything together. You were with me when this all started back before I could even drive. You've been there with me through the best of times and the worst. There is not a doubt in my mind that I would not be where I am today if it were not for you by my side. Preston, my brother, this all began with you and I playing with friends in the yard. We'd play any sport we could to have the most fun just competing with one another. From tackle football to tennis ball, baseball to ping pong, there's no doubt that my sports career was shaped from the foundation of those days playing in the yard with you. I'm excited to join you in this Hall of Fame, but you still have some work to do if you're going to beat me in some golf. Mom and Dad, as I get older and I have a child of my own now, I see the love and the sacrifices that were made by you for me to pursue my dream. Mom, thank you for everything you have done for me. You would bring us to every practice and every game, all the summers we spent doing countless things so that we could have fun and compete. You took the time to give us the chance to chase our dreams, and I know you're my biggest fan. You would do anything for us, even if it meant jumping off a second-floor balcony because you locked yourself out and didn't want to miss our inter-squad game. You'll always be the person I know to call no matter what. And Dad, I can only strive to be the father you have been to us. You constantly show me what selflessness, determination, and loving your family should look like as a man, a husband, and a father. I can only hope to make you as proud of me as I am proud to be called your son. Thank you.
Final inductee has spent over 3 decades in coaching with over 600 victories. Let's get to know Tony Shutes.
Tony Shutes is honored for his 34 years as head basketball coach at the University School of Jackson, Jackson Central Mary, and Jackson Christian. In 30 seasons as girls basketball coach at USJ, his teams won 22 district championships and 7 regional titles. The Lady Bruins played in 20 sub-state games and 10 state tournaments, advancing to the state semifinals 5 times and the finals twice. At press time, Shutes had 649 victories as a head girls basketball coach, averaging 19 wins a season. This year's Jackson Christian team, his third, clinched a second consecutive 20-win season in tournament play. Last year's 20-win season was the school's first since 2014. Shutes played basketball at Bells High School in Crockett County, where he was all-district and all-county his senior season in 1978. A knee surgery ended his playing career. It just wasn't the same, and I knew I couldn't pursue a future as a player. So I focused on becoming a coach. At Union University, the guy who really took me under his wing was Coach David Blackstock. For some reason, he felt I could do it, and he helped me get through school and after I graduated. Shutes worked at the Jackson YMCA, where he coached T-ball, flag ball, and Saturday morning youth basketball. Eventually, he was named YMCA's youth sports director in 1984, a position he held until 1987. That's when Jackson's 2 private schools, Old Hickory Academy and Episcopal Day School, merged to become USJ. Shutes was offered a job. He became the elementary school's physical education teacher, coached middle school girls and boys basketball, started the USJ soccer program, and coached girls and boys golf for 5 years. In 1989-90 and again in 90-91, Shutes was assistant coach for USJ's varsity basketball teams. He was named head coach in the fall of '91 and coached both boys and girls that season. But his second year, he asked to coach just the girls basketball, which he did until he left in 2021. In 1996, USJ's girls won the region in overtime at Harding Academy. USJ then hosted Lake County in the sub-state and won, advancing to the state tournament for the first time. Shutes USJ's teams played in state championships games twice, losing to Trenton Peabody in 2005 and to North Point, Mississippi in 2017. He was named District Coach of the Year numerous times. Shutes, 64, thought his coaching days were over, but Jackson Christian approached him about coaching its girls team as a part-time position with no teaching responsibilities. he accepted and led the team to its first state tournament appearance. When I first started coaching, I was in it for the wins, he said, but the older I got, more gratifying thing was the relationship with my players. His focus now is taking care of Stephanie, his bride of 14 years, and their son Xavier, who is 11. Please welcome 2025 Hall of Fame inductee, Tony Shutes.
I was told that I only had 5 minutes tonight, but when you get to be my age, you can't do anything in 5 minutes. So I'm gonna do my best so Kane doesn't choke slam me here and Xavier get the biggest kick out of that. Good evening. First, I just want to thank the committee and everyone that was involved with this honor tonight. And tonight, to me, is going to be a night of thanks, because somewhere down the line, down my tree, there must have been someone like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because I have been where this says that I will bless you and your children and your ancestors, I will bless them. I've had so many blessings in my life that there had to be someone like that, because I know me. I don't deserve it. I've been merciful, it's merciful to me, and I'm just blessed. And it all started, my mom had me when she was at an early age, and at that time, it was just hard for a single mom. Eventually she got married my stepfather, and moved to Detroit, and she thought that raising a kid, especially a young boy in Detroit, probably is not the right thing at that particular time. And she left me with my grandparents, and my grandparents took me in and raised me as their own. And that was the best decision, because my granddad was a sharecropper, so he taught me how to work hard early, chopping cotton, picking tomatoes, picking that, in a little small community of Fruitvale, Tennessee. And it was the best thing. I think that was the first blessing in my life. Second, I want to talk about my grandparents for a minute, because everything that I've tried to teach my players comes from James and Mildred Shutes. As I said earlier, they raised me, they taught me how to work hard, taught me to believe in God. In Bible class on Saturday nights when I'm a 15-year-old. But didn't understand that, but I really do appreciate that. The next person I want to thank is my 5th grade basketball coach and principal. I would not name him tonight, God rest his soul, but I did get a chance to tell him that I thanked him, because he told me that I would never be any good in basketball. And that just motivated me. My granddad, again, who was a sharecropper, who cared nothing about basketball, about sports, got me a basketball goal, put it on a tree with plywood. And you can imagine how long that plywood lasted outside, but I was out there working hard, trying to get better. And that was one of the things that my granddad always did, was try to support me in whatever. The next person that I want to thank is Mr. Bill Emerson, who was our principal at Bales High School. We called him Mr. Bill. And he lived in Fruitvale, and he was neighbors and knew my grandparents. And at that time at Bales High School, they had Section A, Section B, Section C. Of course, I was in Section C, but I was doing Section B work. Mr. Bill noticed that, and he called me over and told me that he was going to move me up, and I didn't want to go because that's where all my buddies were. But he told me I was going to do it, and if I didn't do it, he was going to tell my granddad, and if I did anything, stop working hard and start goofing off in school, he was going to tell them. So I knew then there was no choice. But I thank him for that, because I was goofing off with my buddies But when I got put in Section B, I saw other people that were motivated, trying to do different things with their life. And that just showed me that I can do it, because a lot of times that's all kids need, is just seeing something, believing that they can do it, and it motivates them to do great things, and I appreciate Mr. Bill for that. Next person I want to thank is Sammy Naylor, who was my junior high coach, who believed in me, and that was huge out the 5th grade. Next person I'd like to thank is Coach North. I don't know if Coach is here tonight, but I thank him. He was my basketball coach in my senior year, and that was right after I had an ACL injury, and he just came in, built my confidence back, believed in me, and I still stay in contact with Coach North to this day. He helped me get to Jackson State, where I was able to play for 1 year, but it just went the same. I was a competitor. If I couldn't do my best, I was upset, and I just didn't want to be on a team and was not performing the way I thought I should. But I did get to see the great Paula Fuller play there. She was awesome. Everything you saw about that, she was that and even more. But also at Jackson State, I met another person. His name was Al Smith, and if anyone is familiar with the YMCA back in the 80s, you guys probably remember Al. We call him Big Al. And he worked at the Y. I needed a job, and he said, I'll talk and see. So he helped me get the job at the Y, where I met people like John Lowe and Larry Jones, David Sisko, Ray Guerin, Ron Kirkland. Those guys were great there. But the Y gave me the legs for me to get where I am today, because without the YMCA, Tony Shutes wouldn't be standing here. Because I met those people, and some of those Saturday morning basketball games, you would have thought the national championship was online, especially if Mr. Guerin was playing and Mr. Sisko were coaching against each other. But those were fun times, and then later on there, becoming the youth sports director, I got to meet other people and just great families that still touch my life to this day. And they're sitting over there in the corner, Bruce and Dottie Doris, Dr. Lawrence Williams, Larry, and Mandy Williams are here, came in from Nashville just to support me tonight. Jim and Pat Berry, I had their kids at the Y, and Jim and I became great golfers back together, both of us thinking we were Tiger Woods at times. Again, that competitive nature coming out of us. But those are families that I met at the Y that are still in our life right now, and that's amazing. And to this day, I hate that that place is not open, because it helps so many kids. So working at the Y, then I started working at Kmart, just trying to work to put myself through school. No college scholarship, so working 2 jobs, going a little bit, whatever, until I could accomplish my dreams. But I met a person there, I wasn't playing basketball, but again, loving the sport. I was always hanging around the guys that played, some of the young ladies that played, and just in the hall, started talking to Coach Blackstock, and he's always got a joke or had a joke, and we just become, I don't know. And he just saw something in me and just helped me, and just, I never would have made it without that man. And he's dear to me. I say that because there's a lot of days when I'm driving in the car and I'm trying to think about my blessings. I think about Coach Blackstock to this day. And the amazing thing about that, now his daughter Dixie is helping me take care of my family. Some of you know about that. I won't go into details about that. But you never know why God puts someone in your life. Coach Blackstock circled around, and now his daughter is helping me take care of Stephanie, and that's just amazing, and I know he's smiling down in heaven tonight. From the why, again, meeting people that touch you in some way. You know, I talked about those guys earlier, Alan Salee Sr., you know, Jay Ford, and some of the other ones just mentioned to me about would I be interested in coaching basketball, middle school basketball at a new school, USJ. I was going like, well, you know, at that time, Richard Ross wasn't going anywhere. Guys had a job here in Jackson. You know, coaches hung on to that for a while. So I go like, well, I want to coach. Here's an opportunity. But I did have some concerns because, you know, going to a private school. And so I went to talk to my granddad, who was a sharecropper, you know, and been through all whatever. And he said, it doesn't hurt to talk to anybody. Just go talk to him. So I went and talked. Everything looked good. And man, again, that was another life changer. Who would have known from that day, 1987, that I would have been there until 2021. I would like to thank Mr. Barton, who hired me. He was the head of schools at that time. Then I would like to thank Vern Halls, who hired me to be the head coach. And then I would like to thank Don Coffey and Jim Campbell, because they were the ones that took over leadership of the school and just having strong leaders with a vision. And I probably would have never made it that long if it wasn't for Mr. Coffey and Jim Campbell's leadership. Also would like to thank Dr. Marlon King for giving me the opportunity to help reopen JCM. I would like to thank Dr. Mark Shelton, Dr. Mark Benton, and Jason Shelton for giving me the opportunity to coach at Jackson Christian, because after I left JCM, I thought it was it. But they called me, and I told them about my situation, and man, it was a blessing because it gave me an opportunity to continue to do the things that I love. And then again, lastly, as Jake said, I want to thank my family. Stephanie is an amazing lady. She inspires me every day. She's made me a better man just watching her and how she battles every day and just has a great spirit. Then I'd like to thank my son, Xavier. He's the best son a dad could have. He's funny, he's smart, he keeps me on my toes. Just watching him grow up to be a loving person is the best. And I know I probably missed some people tonight. Again, I was on a 5-minute time. And I have been known to be called a Baptist minister sometime at some of my banquets. So anyone that I did not call tonight, what a blessing you are. All my players, all my assistant coaches, and any other families from the YMCA. Anyone out there that has touched my life, thank you. You are amazing, and God is good.
Thanks to all the inductees and their nice words and encouraging words about their life and how athletics and other things and people have shaped their lives. We want to remind you that E+6 TV will air this banquet starting on Saturday, and you can find out the time. It's by going to eplus6tv.com. And also on YouTube, you can watch it. Will the inductees please stand, and will the board of directors also stand, please? All the inductees and the board of directors. Having met the qualifications for induction to the Hall of Fame and having accepted the invitation for such induction here tonight, the class of 2025 is hereby officially inducted into the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, where the names, accomplishments, and contributions of those inductees will be enshrined for future generations. Congratulations to all of you. Let's give them a round of applause. Again, thank you for coming. Drive home safely.